Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be back on stage. I hope you're all filled and ready for a fab afternoon after a nice lunch. It is my pleasure to be joined on stage by Mr. Khalifa Al-Shamsi. Thank you so much for being with us today. I thought let's get straight down to business. And to start with, I wanted to ask you, what specific opportunities do you see for E&Life to contribute to innovation and the growth of the knowledge economy here in the Middle East?
Well, thank you for having me. And as E& Group, we've been around for a while. I mean, it's a company that's came out of the UAE and spread across 16 markets in the Middle East. And if you add Pakistan, MENAP region. So we're familiar with the region. We have started our growth in the basic telecom services. And that's when telecom was the high innovation and fast growing business. Now with the new era of the company and the strategy of growth beyond telecom for the company, we started also putting more focus beyond telecom in the technology space, in the innovation space, in the fintech space, which is an area that we are very excited about knowing the region. Why is the region so exciting? And as they always say, everybody's referred to MENA as MENA, but it's MENA is different color and flavors throughout the markets. I mean, we're operating from Morocco in the west all the way to Pakistan in the east. 16 markets spread across 3 continents. So this is something that we're very proud of. The MENA region is very exciting. I mean, and a lot of the whole globe looks at the region itself, not just because of the, the oil wealth that comes out of the region or the geographical center of the world that it sits, but it's a region is also that have a lot of promises. The youth in this region is extremely high. Opportunity for growth also when it comes to various type of industry, being the industry that we're here also about, which is financial services. It's underpenetrated, so it provides an opportunity also for growth coming out of this region. And if you look at a lot of people are unbanked in this region, a lot of people, I mean, a lot of the country don't have proper credit scoring also for it, which provide us as telecom operator coming from that area, but committing to also to add value to various industries, is we have the right to play. I think we have the right to play, we have the right to win. And when we put focus also on this by establishing a new company, which is the one I'm the CEO of, it's E&Life, it's about creating innovation into this space. So across all of our market, again, from the Morocco Telecom cash solution to Egypt Etisalat cash solution, to in the Saudi mobile pay solution. In the UAE, we have our EN money solution and UPaysa in Pakistan and Mhawala in Afghanistan. So throughout our markets, I think we have add a lot of value to this market by enhancing the financial services, truly demonstrate what financial inclusion will look like, working with all kind of stakeholders, governments, regulators in order to accelerate the growth for us and for the customers and for the different players in the ecosystem.
You mentioned their collaboration, and collaboration is key to fintech success. How can E&Life leverage its position to foster stronger partnerships between traditional financial institutions, startups, as well as global players within the Middle East fintech strategy?
So across our markets, when we wanted to, start putting focus beyond telecom in the consumer domain, if it was one single area we're focused on, it would have been fintech. Of course, we're putting a lot of focus on all other industries, but fintech for us is extremely important. Again, because we have a lot of assets that we are coming to the table with. We have the customer reach that we have, because large number of each countries we have, it's all our customer, we're interacting with them on a daily basis. We have a lot of the insights, we have relationship with government, we have points of sale across thousands and thousands of points of sale, but we cannot do everything ourselves. We have the drive, the innovation, the assets, but also we are humbled in understanding where is our strength and where are our weaknesses. And for that, we retrieve back thinking about the whole ecosystem. Yes, when we launch fintech services in this market, we just don't want to be providing a simple payment service. We want to give a holistic financial services super app within the financial services. But for that, again, we cannot do it all in ourselves. So we look at each domain, we look at the players into the market, what kind of play we'll do with them. Is it going to be a simple commercial partnership? It's a win-win situation. We put our assets in the place, and then they put down their expertise, licensed in some areas, or the talent that they have in that domain. Or in some of the instances, we think we can provide value also for this company, but acquiring the company whether fully or partially. And in other areas, we look at the companies also in that domain and trying to innovate something new that's never been done. And throughout the region, I mean, there are different models that we have worked with. I was talking to our colleagues from Mashraq earlier today, which we have built a partnership in Egypt where we're embedding the Mashraq Neo solution within the telecom app to offer easy way to integrate banking services into our app. When we look at the e-money here in the UAE, we're partnering with global partners such as MoneyGram. We're partnering with MasterCard in demonstrating financial inclusion by virtue of giving a card to every single individual in the country, easy way to onboard people. The fastest way to onboard customers in the UAE is happening with our app, accurate, connected with the government agencies to ensure it's fully KYC'd. We're partnering with entities to provide beyond simple digital wallet services from wealth management type of portfolio solution, because we're not going to be going and taking a license for every single type of products. We'll be partnering with banks to offer some banking service with our wallet. So acknowledge that you cannot do everything yourself. Well, at least you cannot do it in the fast enough or cheap enough if you want to do everything yourself. So again, we reflect back. There are areas that we think we double down, that we want to do it and we build it ourselves. But there are others that we would like to work with the larger ecosystem.
You mentioned that we benefit from having a very young demographic here in this region, and they're all extremely tech savvy. How can we monopolize and leverage on that kind of expertise and innovation, you know, in terms of fostering the next generation of economic leaders?
So I think it started also with the large corporation, especially the one that coming out of the region, is part of your preparing your future customers and your future employees is to give to the younger generation. There's a lot of programs that we have developed in the bigger company and to work with the larger communities. So we have partnered with Code.com on building capabilities and enhancing capabilities with the younger generation in the school itself to teach them principle of coding and programming. We have done also other programs and activity with the universities itself. In the last 2 years, we have taken approximately 80 graduates across different fields, also enhance their capabilities in the areas of AI, because we believe AI will sit in every function of any organization, not only in the tech sides, from finance to procurement to HR to others. And we're putting a lot of capabilities to build the next generation. And it's paying off, because now those people, fresh graduates from university, but they're also were subjected to 9 months of programs that we have set to. And then some of them would like to work for us. Some of them, they go to the wider ecosystem. I am a graduate of the and also developing in the young generation when they offered me a scholarship many years ago to go and get some capabilities and competencies. And we're working also with the other government entities of answering the question, how do we develop competencies, reskilling also for the government entities? So I think from one angle, we have a responsibility to do, and we have to, as large organization of the region, coming out of the region, to pay back for the society, to bring back those those potential employees of yours and customers of yours in order to develop that capabilities in the region. So a lot more. And the region, as I said, large youth penetration, tech savvy, they like to experiment, they like to challenge. So it's great having also this talent coming back into the organization and build a new future.
How personally, how rewarding is it? Because you're really genuinely invested in the next generation, being equipped to do this? You must feel very rewarded personally.
I mean, after all, I mean, I am a father, so I see my young people, my young children growing up, and I see the value that they can provide to the larger society. And this is why every discussion that we have within the boardroom, within the organization, and with our government and in private partners, how can we do to give back and to provide value? It's a value chain. It's about sustainability. You will not be able to sustain innovation in the Middle East if we don't complement that by putting the talents and skilling the talent in that area. And I think part of that also fueling that innovation out of the region is to work with startups. And in the last 3 years also we kicked off our corporate venture capital, which we start also working with young entrepreneurs coming out of the region. And now we've seen those companies is going to the global domain, growing rapidly, and you take pride out of bringing companies out of nothing. And I think that's an area also a lot of the company need to be experimenting with, also putting some investment in this company, taking a bet, be bold in some of it. But again, if you want to see a region thriving with innovation, with entrepreneurs, with the unicorns coming out of the region, I think everybody need to do their part.
In what ways do you think that the Middle East can enhance its competitiveness on a global scale in terms of the fintech arena? What strategies do you think should be prioritized to achieve this?
I mean, again, Middle East is big geography, different government, different setup. But what would be the successful recipe of a region or a country to innovate in the fintech? I mean, definitely, maybe I'm biased. It starts with also having the right infrastructure in that particular markets that allow for such innovation. You cannot be a trading hub of a region that it lacks global connectivity and lack latencies. So I think in the UAE at least, we've done that and we get the t-shirt. It's a great infrastructure setup out of the region itself. Going forward, definitely start also with regulation, open regulation, understanding how to balance between protecting the ecosystem, protecting the customers' privacy, and fueling innovation. Sandboxing a lot of the concepts that need to happen. We've seen it in multiple markets. The UAE also have opened the sandbox experimentation across so many of these different areas, and it allows the smallest startups also to pitch in. It does not need to be a company that's backed by a large bank or a large telco. It should be even a small startup being able to experiment, provide an ecosystem to it in order to start experimentation. And regulation need to be also be mindful that sometimes you'll find the regulation in a particular area that you require the capital for it is make it prohibitive for any smaller company to do. So balancing this type of regulation is key in order to drive innovations. So beyond that also, putting the place for an ecosystem players to meet, to mingle. And nothing better than the event that we are in right now, when you come across, even if you're not looking for a particular panel to attend, just to come and meet and spend time with the larger ecosystem player, guaranteed you will meet somebody that you have probably known that you can build further relationship, or somebody you meet for the first time. This type of events will fuel also the growth of the fintech coming out of the region itself. I'll bring it back to the last point. If you want to be a region also known for fintech innovation, you need to start with the talent, you need to start with the people, you need to start from the academia, for the universities, post-universities, reskilling, making sure that you have the talent. At the same time, you need to be also open, because you cannot do everything out of your own country itself. You need to be a talent magnet for global setup. We saw the CEO of Revolut saying that we'll be moving to the region. Now, definitely, when you see a market and a country that attracts global talent becoming a talent magnet, it's one of the key things people would like to come and set up. Sometime you want to start a company, definitely you'll find your CTO from here or your CFO from here. Also, this is fueling that. And then having the larger ecosystem player, like large enterprises, being in, whether it's for investment, whether it's for experimentations, Government also can contribute with investment, but also incentives that allow for also such company to launch and to evolve and to continue.
Very finally, what are your ambitions for EN Life? What does the future hold, the immediate future for you?
So again, I mean, we have a lot of company in the consumer domains that cuts across between entertainment domain that we have launched with Stars Play. We've taken majority acquisition of Kareem, that would like Kareem to be the super app and everything app within the region, cuts across multiple type of services. In the fintech domain, right now we're having fintech companies across the region, again from Pakistan to Morocco. Our jewel is also in the UAE with EN Money. Definitely want to make sure that we're really moving the needle when it comes to financial inclusion in the UAE, bringing innovative services to every single member of the society. Nobody's restricted from having a bank account. Nobody's restricted from being able to do saving. Nobody should be restricted from investment, whether it's in gold or stocks or others. This is the platform that you want to build it and introduce this type of services. Definitely it will be rewarding for us. Definitely this company will be big and expand throughout the region. But we really want to make a difference when it comes to the people of the UAE and the whole MENA region.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Al Shamsi.
Thank you.